Hi everyone, this is going to be a totally different kind of video, one that I've never done before, but I wanted to make this video because today I randomly went to my local Marshall's. I of course went in there intending only to buy a couple of candles and walked out with a dozen candles, but on top of that I walked out with a bunch of makeup products, beauty products that I absolutely wasn't expecting to find at my local Marshall's. And I haven't been to Marshall's, I would say, in over a year, and I used to go more frequently to places like Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshall's. All those places are very similar. They sell everything from home decor to clothing to even food, more commonly now, at discounted prices. And you do always find some beauty products, but usually they're very off-brand. It's rare to find high-end makeup items. Sometimes you find high-end skincare items from places like Elizabeth Arden. But for the most part, it's brands that you would find at your local dollar store or brands that you just don't encounter very often. I was very surprised this time to walk into my local Marshall's and to find so many common brands that you would find at your local Ulta or Sephora store at discounted prices. And I'm gonna show you in particular a couple of them that I picked out that I was stunned to find. One of them is one of my holy grail products that I use every single day, so that I went ahead and bought a backup of. But I wanted to show you kind of a haul, but also to alert you if you haven't been to your local discount store like a Marshall's, TJ Maxx, or Ross lately, that you might want to go check it out and you might be surprised at the items that you find. So I hope you're subscribed to the channel, especially for upcoming giveaways that will be happening, especially during the holiday season, and so that you don't miss out on videos like this. There are a couple of MAC videos that have been published lately for collections that I'm really surprised that I've absolutely loved. So make sure you go check those out, and let's get looking at what I got from my Marshall store today. So because this is probably the reason why I clicked on this video, let's start with the surprising makeup finds that were at my local Marshall's. The first thing that caught my eye are these palettes. These are W7 palettes, and I have never actually seen these physically in any store in the United States before. I'm sure there are some that do sell these, but this, I believe, started out as a UK brand. This is a drugstore level, very affordable brand that you can pick up easily in the UK, but that you don't really see here in the States. There were a ton of these at my Marshall's, and I was really excited to take a look at them, and I purchased 4 of them because these are best known for being dupes of Urban Decay Naked palettes. And like I said, I'd never really gotten to test that out myself because I would have had to order from the UK, which I wasn't willing to do previously, but there were a bunch of these at the store, and they were selling for $5.99 each. And I'll show you this one. This is the Color Me Buff Natural Nudes palette. And as you can see, you get 12 eyeshadow shades in each tin. So that's a great deal, especially if they're decently, of decent quality. So that's that one. The next one that I picked up was the Beat It Natural Nudes palette. That comes in a tin like this. And the shades look like this. So both shimmery and mattes in here also. The third one I picked up was the Mighty Mattes Natural Nudes palette. So this is a palette of 12 completely matte shades there. And the last one, the fourth one, is the Lightly Toasted Natural Nudes palette. And that looks like this. Now, what do you think? Do a couple of these look really familiar to you? This one should be very familiar to you because it looks exactly like the Urban Decay, the first Urban Decay Naked palette, which I do have, but I don't have with me, so fortunately I can't compare it for you on camera. But the Mighty Color Me Buff palette is a dupe for the Naked 2 palette, which I do happen to have with me. And take a look at these shades. Now look at that. If you didn't have the packaging around each of these pans to compare, it would be really hard for you to tell which is the Urban Decay palette and which one is the W7 palette. And just to experiment, I did one eye. You can see all the colors line up for both palettes. And to experiment, I did one eye with just the W7 shades and the other eye with the Urban Decay shades. Now, comment below which eye do you think is the Urban Decay eye and which one do you think is the W7 eye? Now, are they exactly the same in quality? No, but practically speaking, once you apply them to the lids, it's very hard to tell which one is which. So if you are on a budget, this is absolutely something that I think is worth picking up, especially at $6, or even if you bought it at full retail price. That is absolutely something that I think would be worth investing in if you don't have a lot of money to spend on a full Urban Decay palette. And I'll tell you at the end of the video which eye is which. But put in the comments below before you hear the reveal which one you think is which. So I got 4 of these palettes for under $25, I guess with tax about $25. That is definitely a steal. All right, the thing that I was most excited about is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Face Palette. This palette I use every single day. I've hit pan on all the contouring shades. It'll last a long time still, but I went ahead and bought a backup because I know this is one of my favorite contouring palettes. It retails for $40 and at Marshall's it's $24.99, $25. That is a huge discount, more than you could get with a 20% Sephora VIB type of sale. So I went ahead and picked up a backup. As you can see, brand new. Now that is the downside to buying things at places like this. A lot of people pick through them, they swatch the shadows. It was hard for me to find W7 palettes that had not been tampered with or swatched by other people already. So you do have to do a lot of work. Expect to spend time rifling through stacks of makeup, trying to find one that hasn't been tampered with. Very similar to your experience probably at your local drugstore, probably a little worse even. But this was a wonderful find. And on top of that, I was surprised to see so many more high-end brands at my Marshalls than I used to find, as of even just a few years ago. There was everything from Marc Jacobs foundations. I remember seeing some foundation for $15, which is an insane amount for a Marc Jacobs foundation. More obscure high-end brands like Youngblood, which is a fantastic brand, but most people don't know about it or don't really use that. There were other Kat Von D palettes and brushes that were there. A whole set of course, like I said, off-brand brands and much more affordable brands, but also brands like Smashbox that were there with different palettes. And you got to bath products, things like sets from Philosophy that are very popular, especially around the holiday season. There were Real Techniques brushes and sets of Eco Tools brushes at a discount. There's always a whole set of skincare items that typically don't have the kinds of ingredients, or I should say always have the kinds of ingredients that I try to avoid, things like alcohol or fragrant oils. But if you really took the time to pick through them, you would be able to find really good quality skincare. Even e.l.f. is at Marshall's at a discount. I remember seeing some Too Faced lip products like their melted metal liquid lipsticks. So let me know if you are someone who not only used to go to places like this as of 5 or 10 years ago, but also have gone recently. Did I just miss them before when I used to go, or have these stores really started bringing out more high-end brands to their stock? Let me know if you know the answer to that in the comment section below. One of the things that I really love about the selection, even for off-brands, is a lot of the glass packaging. It feels so rich and luxurious, but something like this, the coconut water hydrating face mist, is only $7. So that's something that I picked up. This is from the brand Pearlescence. The one thing that I do not like about this is the last ingredient is fragrance, but since there's very little of it and I'll be using it only to mist on top of stuff that I've already put on my face, I decided to go ahead and pick it up. And then the one last thing that I hauled that I thought some of you might be interested in are candles. The reason I went into this place in the first place was to pick up wood wick candles. And the reason why I love these candles are because they have wooden wicks that crackle. I've looked on Amazon and on the Woodwick website to see how much they are, and they're kind of expensive, so I wanted to go in to try to purchase these at a discount. Oh, this scent is called Snowfall, and it is beautiful. This is another Woodwick candle that I picked up. So this retails for $19 and I picked it up for $13. This is the scent Citrus Zest. Much more summery candle that I'll burn in about a year from now. And then this one, the other brand that I discovered there that I haven't really used before, but I smelled a bunch of their candles and they're beautiful quality. You know how sometimes you can tell things like the Yankee candles, I'm just not a fan. They smell so fake and they give me a headache. You need higher quality, I think higher quality candles, some soy-based candles, candles with genuine fragrant oils as opposed to just pure synthetic manufactured fragrances to not irritate your nose. At least that's the way I am. So anyway, my point was I noticed that the candles from DW Naturals, they have a coconut wax blend and they all smell beautiful and they seemed very high quality. So this is a very heavy candle. It retails for $25. I picked it up for $17. This is the scent Patchouli and White Musk. And I picked up 3 different ones of these. Oh my gosh. It smells warm. I don't know, it makes me think of a cashmere sweater. I don't know why, but there's a light sweetness to it mixed with a musk, like a masculine scent to it, which I really love that pairing. I don't like super sweet scents most of the time, and this one just is very high quality, and I'm glad that I could pick it up at a discount. All right, now which side is the Urban Decay side? Which side is the W7 side? Well, this side, which is my left side, I did with all W7, and this side is with the Urban Decay shadows. Oh, and in case you wanted to know, on my lips I'm wearing, actually my lips and my cheeks, I'm wearing 2 MAC products from the 2 most recent collections that I've reviewed that I like very much. Both of this collection I love. This is from the Robert Lee Morris collection, and the shade of blush here is called Rhubarb. And then on my lips, pretty lightly, you can make this a lot more intense, but this is one of their new Grand Illusion liquid lip colors, and the shade is called Let's Rock. It's a burnt orange shade that has a green flash to it. So if you haven't checked those videos out, make sure that you go do. All right, so I hope you enjoyed that. Something a little different and a little more spontaneous. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch, and I'll see you in the next video.